Hey y'all, it's Bobby from Tech Freshness. I was in the market recently to find a nice set of Bluetooth headphones that I could use, around the house that wouldn't look too ridiculous wearing out in public, that sounded great and that had good build quality, a pair of headphones that, would last me for a few years. And I wanted to spend around $250. So what I did was I pulled the top 3 highest rated ones on Amazon to kind of review. So if you all were looking for a nice pair of Bluetooth or wireless headphones to use kind of like regularly, then this review will probably help you out. I hope it does anyway. But so what I'll do is I'll go ahead and go over each of the 3 headphones I have here and some of each of their little features and what included in the accessories, and obviously give you my thoughts on their sound quality and if any of these are kind of really worth $200 to $250. They all kind of range in price. So the 3 headphones I have here to review are the Bose SoundLink over ear Bluetooth headphones, and they go for these are $250. The next one I found was the Sony MDR 10 RBT Bluetooth headphones, and these go for, I paid around $200, but I think they're you can find them for $180 online. And then lastly is the Plantronics. These are called the BackBeat Pros, and these are actually right around $200 online. So these are the 3 I came across, and what I want to do in this review is I'll just go over my experience with all of them, kind of how they feel, how they sounded obviously, and then just kind of my overall impressions, and hopefully it'll help you if you're in the market for a nice pair of wireless headphones as well. So let's get actually right into the review. So here's how the 3 different headphones look out of the box, obviously. I don't do unboxing videos. I think they're kind of weird, but well, not weird, but it's kind of a waste of time. But anyway, the first one here is the Plantronics BackBeat Pro. My initial impression of these were that they are very large headphones. As you can see here, I'll show you how they look on the head. You can kind of see. So, once I get over the big size, there are some positive things about these, right? So the first is that they're the best sounding of all the 3, in my opinion. It's a really nice foam memory, so they're kind of comfortable, foam and really soft leather covering. They're comfortable on the head, but they are a little bit heavy. The controls are also pretty cool as well, as you can see here. So I guess let's go ahead and start with the first thing here is the on-off switch, right? So it's cool because it gives you a little battery LED status there, and then when you turn it off. But on the right side here is your volume adjustment. So what is just a knob that kind of spins infinitely, I guess. It doesn't stop. So if you want to turn the volume down, it's nice. So it's a nice smooth wheel action. So that's really cool. Then there's the phone button here to take and answer calls. It's curiously kind of on the right side of the ear, which I think is a little bit weird. I'd rather the play and pause button was on the side, but whatever. That's how they designed it. And then here you have this is a mute button. So if these are sitting on your ears, you just kind of that's the button. All 3 of these headphones take the micro USB port, as you can see. So they're all going to have that port, and then they're all able to accept I think this is 3.5 millimeters adapters. It's the 1/8 inch, right? So those all take that plug as well if you want to wire your headphones up. But this also has the Plantronics are also the only one of the 3 that have active noise canceling. If you're looking for that feature, this is only one of the 3 that had those. They fit nice around the ear, like I said. If you saw in the other shot. Here, this is a play pause button, so it's nice and big. It's easy to hit when it's on your head. Again, it's on the left side, so it's weird to me. And then there's also this rocker switch, which is basically the forward and backup tracks. So that pretty much covers the design of these. So one awesome feature about these Plantronics I forgot to mention is that when you take them off your ear and put them around your neck, it kind of automatically pauses your device, which is really neat. And then when you put your headphones back on, it resumes play. So that's really a sweet function. I wish the other 2 headphones had it, but these are the only ones that do, unfortunately. Like I said, the sound's really great, but they don't fit my purpose because I wouldn't walk outside with these. They're ridiculous and they're just kind of too big to me. So unfortunately, I have to rule these guys out. But let me get to the other headphones as I like them a little bit better. But here are the Sonys. These are the Sony MDR 10 RBTs. These were really nice. Initially, when I saw them online, I was like, man, these are the best looking of the 3 by far, I thought. There's a really nice weight, and they're got a lot of nice leather on it. These go for, like I say, you can get this now for $180. The controls are pretty straightforward on them as well. You can see here. So you have your micro USB port, your input jack, and then your power button on the left. And then on the right hand side you have the volume rocker switch, and then the play button, which is, it kind of just is a spring button like this, and then also it rocks for forward and backwards. Also, the pressing also answers the phone. So, right, they look great on the head. I'll show you how they look kind of on the head. They're more like just your classic. You're looking for a pair of headphones. This is like a good kind of design in my opinion. They lay flat like that. You know, a little bit better for traveling. So these were ones that I really wanted to like. Unfortunately, the sound quality is very lacking in these. I mean, they're just pretty bad, especially for $180 headphones. It's just really bass heavy and like artificially so to me, and it just sounds very muffled overall. I don't know how. I mean, they don't even sound good for $50 headphones, if you ask me. So I would rule these out of the list. Unfortunately, I mean, I wanted to like these are like the most handsomest of the bunch, but the sound quality was just so horrible. So these are like, you know, the over-ear type, right? Same thing as the Plantronics. I should have mentioned that. Over-ear meaning your ear kind of fits in there. I would say above average size ears, so they were pressing a little bit here, but it wasn't anything that kind of like hurt me or anything like that. And extended listening was fine in these, but like I said, just the sound quality was so bad. So unfortunately, I have to X these guys out of the competition as well. So Sony, I was a little bit disappointed, but you gotta step up your sound game. And finally, you have the Bose over-ear SoundLink over-ear headphones, right? These were, as you can see, they're the smallest of the group, most compact, and they fold up pretty nicely, as you can see. So they travel well, actually, so that's kind of like a side bonus. Go over kind of how it looks. What it is so you can see this has like a denim, almost like a denim material here. The headband is, and then it's padded, and it doesn't, not metal inside. It's almost, it's like a thick, I don't know how to describe it, but you can see they're pretty flexible, and you can't really break these. So they would be good if you're going to use these a lot for traveling. They sounded great too, I would say, especially for on-ear headphones, about as good as what you could expect. So really no complaints about sound quality here. I know Bose gets a lot of knock on their stuff, but the thing about them is, you know, you do pay for their name brand first because they're good at marketing, but you know, they make decent sounding stuff in small kind of enclosures. That's kind of their whole thing, right? You know, and one thing to keep in mind when shopping for Bluetooth headphones, you know, sound quality can only be so great. Wired headphones generally can give you a higher quality audio, but at the same time you got to consider your source. Like for me, I mostly listen to like my iPad and my iPhone, so I'm going to be using a Spotify app or digitally imported where the bit rate's 320, which is not to say that this is going to sound bad, but it's still compressed music files. So audio files probably want to be looking for something that's wired as opposed to Bluetooth. But anyways, you should still expect at 320 or even 256 bit rates and $200 headphones. They should sound pretty dang good, in my opinion. So these Boses do sound as good as I would expect. Definitely a nice balanced sound, and it's a nice balanced sound, and like the bass response is nice and punchy. It's not super low, but they sound great. And here, as far as like the design of them, they look a little bit weird at least on my head, but you know, you might have different opinions, or if you're not bald, you know, or if you have hair, it might look a little bit better, but I just think the sides stick out a little bit much. But I mean, they're decent enough I wouldn't be embarrassed to wear them, I guess. So I have to knock it down a notch for the looks department. They're not horrible, like I say, they just don't look great. So they're overhead, they don't have noise canceling, so they're over ear, but the sound doesn't leak out. I've tested that with some people, but you know, they couldn't hear me when I was next to them listening to music at decent volume, so you don't have to worry about that, even though they're on ear. They are the most expensive of the bunch, so it's $250, but like I say, the build quality looks pretty awesome. And here I'll just go over, you have the power button switch here, which is actually a switch that's on off. And then when it goes to sleep, you just kind of press up there, and it's like a spring-loaded button, so it bounces back. And let's see, it does give you a battery status, which is kind of cool. You can see here the buttons are pretty straightforward. This is pause, play, and then volume up and down. So very simple controls. Here's your micro USB, and then your input. One other weird thing about these headphones is actually that the voice that they have on here that announces like what device it's attached to and what your battery status is, it's like so artificial sounding. It's almost like a joke. But you can kind of hear it here. Let me try to play this, see if you can actually hear this.
Battery 20%. Connected to iPhone and Bobby's iPad.
Yeah, so it's just a little bit weird. Sounds too robotic. I mean, something stupid to gripe about, but it's not really that big of a deal. But every time you turn it on, you do hear it. So just a quick word on battery life. These are all rated basically for, I think, over 20 hours. Whatever it is, they were all awesome. And I had to charge them, any of them, throughout the whole month of kind of testing them. They lasted the whole time, and I, easily used over 20 hours on all of them. So, well, except for the Plantronics, because I almost immediately hated those. But I did give them a couple hours to listen. Anyway, like I said, but the battery, I don't think the battery is going to be an issue on any of these, so that's nothing to really worry about on there. So a quick word about the included accessories with all these headphones. You obviously get the micro USB charging cable with all of them, and you also get a carrying case, as you can see here. So I just kind of wanted to show you guys what they look like. They're all adequate carrying cases. I mean, the Plantronics one's nice. It's really thick, lined with thick purple felt. The only thing about it's just gigantic, and it has to be huge to carry the huge headphones. But like I said, they all come with carrying cases and charging cables. A couple of things, just a little things to note, is the Bose comes with these blue headphone cables, which is kind of cool. It's a cool color, and then the Plantronics comes with the purple one, as you see. So that's just a quick word about all the included accessories with these headphones. But let's go ahead and get back to the actual headphones. Out of all three, the Bose were really my favorite. They kind of struck the balance with sounding good, having good build quality, and unfortunately, they just kind of look okay, So I wasn't super excited about these headphones, especially at 250 bucks. I know Bose gets a bad rap, but as far as these headphones, they're pretty good in my opinion. But they are the most expensive of the three, and for $250, I don't think I couldn't recommend these. Like I said, because they don't look awesome, and I do prefer over the ear kind of headphone. I just don't think that these would be the best that I could find. So that was kind of my roundup, guys, of all three headphones. I mean, there is a clear winner to me is the Bose, but like I say, I don't love any of these, and I couldn't recommend, for spending 250 bucks, I just wouldn't recommend buying any of them. So we'll continue my quest to find an awesome pair of Bluetooth headphones. When I do, I will post a video of them. But as for now, my search continues, and hopefully I'll eventually find a good pair that will fit all the criteria. Anyways, guys, thanks a lot for watching the video. If you liked it, please give me a thumbs up, and otherwise, y'all take care. Thanks, bye.